Hey everybody, we're going to talk one more time about the election results, and I'm just going to show you the numbers, raw numbers, okay? So Donnie Tonahan's got 59 million votes. Hillary Clinton got 60 million votes. She got more votes than the guy who's going to be president. Why? Because 400 years ago, because 200 years ago when we started this government, we let a bunch of syphilitic white slave owners right into the Constitution that we wouldn't have direct elections of our president. Why? Because they didn't want democracy. They wanted white landowners to pick our leaders. And we still hang on to that today. And there's a good reason for it. It's because Americans are fucking stupid. And they let shit happen to them, and they roll over and take it. They're going to take this. Hillary Clinton got more. This is the second time. And the first time this happened this century, in 2000, we got the Iraq War. Now, I wonder where and nobody's saying shit about it again, Jim. No one's upset about the Electoral College. No one is saying shit about it. It's crazy. It's a crazy system. The person who gets more votes loses. And if that was another country, do you know how much we would be laughing at them? Do you know how much you're like, could you imagine, Russia, Putin got less votes, but somehow he's still president. What? That's not a democracy. That's what we would be saying. But no, it's here in the land of the free and the brave, except we still have a holdover, a fucking electoral system from when half the country was slaves. We still have that.
I don't know. I think North Dakota should have almost as much influence as California.
Yeah, as far as and then the Senate, it's the same thing. We have this crazy thing called the Senate, which is really the House of Lords. Because North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Montana, they have about 15 people living in those states. They get just as many representatives in the Senate as California. How many millions of people live in California? How many people live in Montana? There's less people in Montana than in my congressional district. That somehow they get 2 senators. That's why the country's fucked up. That's why Mitch McConnell can oppose Barack Obama for 8 years straight, because it's not real representation. That's just white power. That's what that is, the Senate. White power. And some people still to this day argue. I was on a podcast where there was a Hillary supporter arguing for the Electoral College the day before the election. I wonder how he feels now. And the idea and the reasons they gave were just stupid. The same old bullshit reasons. Well, then if we don't have the Electoral College, then no one would go campaign in rural states. You mean they wouldn't go campaign where no one lives? They wouldn't go campaign where no one lives. So now what we have is they only campaign in like 6 states, 6 swing states or so. But they still only go to a handful of states because of the Electoral College. And then guess what else? One of the bonuses of the Electoral College is we don't get to directly elect the president. 1/3 of the government, by the way. We don't get to do that. That's one of the bonuses. One of the bigger bonuses that the guy who gets less votes gets to become president. That's not democracy. I don't know what the hell that is. That's not democracy when the person who gets less votes gets to be the winner.
Newt Gingrich was against the Electoral College.
Well, I bet he's for it now.
Yeah. I mean, whoever wins with the Electoral College, they're for it. And when they lose with it, they're against it.
We've had 5 elections since 2000. In this century, we've had 5 elections. 2 of them, 40%. The guy who got less votes is the president. And everybody's like, get rid of third parties. Rachel Maddow, get rid of third parties. Get rid of third party. Less voices, just the corporate voices. Just the pro-war, pro-corporate voices. That's all we need. Because I'm a super duper. How much money do you think Rachel Maddow has? $50 million in the bank? I bet $50 million.
I don't know. I think it was 17.
Well, she got to get at least $6 or $7 million a year.
Yeah.
So she's been doing that show since 2008, right? At least.
Yeah, I believe so.
So that's 8 years, 7 times 8, $56 million.
I think your point is she's more than rich enough to be comfortable.
Way, way, way more than rich enough. She's so rich she could pretend that Jill Stein had an influence on this fucking election with a straight face.